Before I actually get started with this commentary, let me just give a congratulations to Snoop Dogg for his major acquisition of Deathrow Records. I think that is a pretty dope thing that's happening for him right now in his career, especially since he's really not rapping that much these days. So why not get the record label in which he was signed to that pretty much helped kick off his career back in the 90s? I think that's a major thing, and it's crazy because the last time I talked about Deathrow Records, it had got acquired by Hasbro, and that was a big controversial deal because it's like Hasbro, the toy company. So that was the thing that, kind of stuck out to people's minds when all of that went down. And even I question, I'm like, why does Hasbro have Deathrow Records? That just doesn't seem like quite a fit, but it is what it is, because a lot of these PC-owned companies own a lot of things that are black in name, such as Viacom owning BET. But yeah, so shout out to him and on the aspect, and also shout out to him. He's performing in the Super Bowl tomorrow. I don't know if y'all are gonna watch that halftime performance. They have a pretty decent lineup. I could actually deal without one of those performers. I think y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about, but it is what it is. Now, with that being said, and all of that good stuff that's happening for Snoop right now, he's acquired Deathrow Records. He's about to perform on one of the biggest stages in his life in front of millions of people around the world. He gets hit with this lawsuit out of nowhere for sexual assault. Now, I'm not even going to waste my time reading this an article about it, because I think it's a bunch of shady BS that you have this man who has acquired a record label, which is not an easy thing to do, or even let alone start one up, and perform in the Super Bowl. Well, like I said, probably one of the biggest stages he'll ever perform on, with a lot of people, his peers in the industry. And then all of a sudden, this lawsuit comes up about some alleged sexual assault that he did on somebody. I said, cap on all of that. How convenient that he acquires Deathrow Records. He's performing in the Super Bowl, and then right after it's announced that he's acquiring Deathrow Records, that he gets hit with this frivolous, out of the blue lawsuit. I don't care who said what about him and whatever the case may be. I do not believe it to be true, and I don't think anybody else is falling for it either. Like, how convenient that is, that a black man acquires something like this and then this pops up out of nowhere. I mean, come on now. Let's be real. And I bet you it's going to be from some random who said that she met Snoop somewhere years ago and he did this allegedly, and all. It's the same old song and dance. If he allegedly did anything to you, why didn't you say anything then? I mean, the powers that be are something else. Like, how easy was it for them to say, oh, Snoop, he did something, this person, after him acquiring Deathrow Records, and then this pops up? Come on. Like, do they take us for fools? That's what I'd like to know. Like, who do they think they fooling? They are not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. I do not believe that lawsuit, not for one single solitary millisecond. I have no reason in my mind to believe anything that this so-called lawsuit alleges. Because if you remember, Snoop back in the 90s had ran into an issue where he almost got sent to jail for quite some time, but he ended up beating the charges because he didn't do it, allegedly. And I think he's pretty much been clean since then. You really don't hear that much about him, and then this pops up out of nowhere. Come on now. I don't believe it. And I think several other people who are listening right now feel the same exact way. This man did not do whatever he is accused of. I am not reading any article about that. Y'all can read it on your own time. I don't care what it says. He didn't do it. That's my take on it, and I'm standing firm on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.